episode of Fully Involved. So today we have soup. That's what we're making. Family soup. So I normally get 3 of these reduced sodium chicken broth. And I already have this one open because we used it last week. So it's still good. I just pour all 3 of these in the pot. As much as I can of all 3 of them. Other times it doesn't all fit. I don't know about you guys. Maybe you can comment down below. I like my soup to be so thick I have to eat it with a fork. That's how I like my soup. Okay. That's about half of that one. Then take your egg noodles, put them in there. They're almost full. Don't be confused. It looks full, but it's not. I'm gonna put some oregano in there. And this is great, especially if you have kids, because number 1, you can usually eat 2 meals off of this. Number 2, it's super simple and kids love it. At least my kids love it. It's hard to find meals that everybody really likes. So we're just gonna cut our celery. Just chopping the tops off, the bottoms. And I'm sure this is not how a professional would do it, but I'm not a professional. So professional mom, maybe. Chop this all up, and for these bigger ones, because they're so long, a lot of times I take them and I just cut them in half. That way they're not so big, especially if you have really little ones. Just makes it easier for them. I'm going to take my carrots and cheese grate them into the soup. This is really a personal thing. You can do as many or as few carrots as you want. Same thing with the celery. Just give it a little flavor, a little pizzazz, yeah. Plus, it's a nice way to get vegetables in your kids without them really knowing it. Can't really pick this out. Yeah. Take all this celery and plop it in there. And I'm going to take my big spoon and I'm going to mix this all up. Now, this chicken is just your white chunk premium canned chicken. I'm just going to drain the water out of this. Alright. Open your can of chicken. Take your, whatever this is called. I use it to, like tacos, the meat. I don't know what it's for, but that's what I use it for. And I'm just gonna chop the chicken up inside of the can. So it's not in big chunks anymore, it's more like shreds. scoop it out into the soup. Okay. Mix it a little bit. You can do this more as it heats up. But this will just kind of get you going. I'm gonna put just a little bit more oregano. I like to be able to smell it when it's just sitting here. If I can't, then I don't feel like I have enough. A little bit more. Some more egg noodles in there, and I like to have it where the egg noodles are actually sticking out on top, because as it cooks down, all this will cook down in there, and then we'll have a nice thick soup. Just knock that off. So, get that off the stove. That would be bad. All right, we're gonna cut this on. I always put it on high, and we're gonna let this simmer. I'm gonna stir it a few times, and it normally takes about 15 to 20 minutes. Take it off, let it sit for an additional 15, 20 minutes with the lid on, and that'll really soak everything up and make it nice and thick. Time to eat. I normally serve mine with garlic bread or garlic twists or something. Or I make a big loaf of white bread and I serve it with that. I'm going to put actually a little bit more on there. Am I crazy? Yes. This recipe was actually passed down to me from my great aunt Martha, who every time I was sick, she made chicken noodle soup for me and brought it to me. She is the most wonderful lady, sweetheart. And summer, and then we'll come back when it's all done in part 2.